Welcome back to the extra stream today. I'm super excited to be able to stream just another set of this game. We're going to go figure out what to sell, what we're going to do, and which missions we're going to pick up next. We have to go to the U-Bahn, to Frankenfurter, and some other places. We're going to spend our karma and get some increase in our shotgun, because we're amazing and we want that. And then we were thinking about doing some Decker stuff, which is somewhere. Decking. We only want to increase this type of decking up to 4 probably, so that we can be able to hack stuff ourselves. We don't need to actually like go into the matrix and things, so we don't need to do that. And then we will continue to work on our charisma. We have 1 karma left open. We're gonna go on our way and not forget about our characters. Actually like the flashbangs. It's really good. And he can do earth attunement or fire attunement. Earth is so nice. She can gain that. Sweet. Feel pretty stoked about this. And we're gonna back out of there. Save again. Go on from here. Let's see. Let's talk to this guy. A little more than halfway? Okay. That's not too bad. Let me look at the inventory here. Wish I could sell. Well, since I can't sell, we're gonna go check Algernon, because we have some business with that. Oh, cool. Can sell my stuff. That's exciting. I would like to sell some of my stuff. I want to see my upgraded outfit. A lot of money, but I want that. Put that on. That's so much better of an outfit. I'm gonna confirm that. Okay, so I've got about 3 or 4 more streams, or 3 or 4 more hours. That. Cool, because I don't want any of those things. Okay, cool. Let's see if she has anything else to say. We need to buy magic. That's it. Okay. Well, I thought I'd have an opportunity to get to know her well, but I guess I just won't. Which is fine. Cool, so I pretty much made back what I bought. Yeah. Cool. I need to get some more missions taken care of before I talk to what's his face. Oh, okay, she actually has something she wants to discuss with me. Kami brightens up as you approach her, grinning widely. Hey there, Altug was just telling me you were around. I was wondering if you might be willing to trade a story or two. Sure. Bill taps a finger thoughtfully against her chin. Well, you're new here. I know you knew Monica, and I've got a vague idea about what went down that night she died. I want to know what you think the most likely adventure has ever been. How'd you hear about that? Remember, I'm Altug's ears and hands outside the cafe. We share a lot of intel, him and I. Joke, joke, joke. We already talked about it. She decides not to share the story. Yeah, he was... when I said Altug, he, like, looked at me like, how dare you be offensive? Like, I bothered him immensely with, that word. For some reason. So I'd, like, snap to look at him. He's actually sunbathing right now. He just loves the fact that our living room has a huge window, and so he can just, like, lay and have the sun reach him. Hey, what you want? Just checking in, you doing alright? Great, Chief, I'm doing great. It's real nice to wind down. The ganger, he's already talked about it. Glad you're here. Of course you are. He gestures himself with the flourish. What's not to be happy about? Anything you'd like to share? Nothing we've already talked about. Doesn't matter. We already talked about all those things. I feel like I have no character development with them whatsoever. Have I seen these already? I guess I totally haven't seen these. So the past 5 hours I've been poking around some of the crazier fringe theories related to dragons and the SOX. As a reminder, the SOX is a raided wasteland between France and Germany. It got zoned off back in 2008. And the Caternon Gao reactor meltdown. After the Caternon Gao meltdown. Anyway, there's all kinds of rumors floating around about the place. I've heard stories about a walled city in there that operates on a survival of the fittest, killed or be killed basis. So like a nightmare version of Berlin, all of anarchy. But none of the stability that the F state provides. Radiation poisoning, cancer, and mana pollution are just the icing on the cake. When Adrian helped the Luftwaffe shoot Firewing down, she crashed in the SOX. That much is well known. What isn't well known are all the modern day myths that have arisen about her since. And tonight, I've heard an earful. I chatted with a girl who claimed to be a ghost rat. That's a smuggler that operates in the SOX. She told me about a dragon cult worshipping the disciples of the cleaning fire. Apparently, these cultists were some sort of radioactive ghost dragon. Could be Firewing, or it could be nothing. But it's worth digging to all the same. I guess it's the German Air Force. I don't know. Another thing that my little ghost rat told me is the popular rumor in SOX is that Firewing astral form was, I guess how you can say, mutated by all the background radiation. Some of the globe punks out there say that she's shed her body like an old coat. Others says she traps, doomed to languish as an unintangible radioactive ghost. I don't know much of the... Oh, sorry. I don't know how much credence to give any of this. After all, I don't have any proof that my ghost rat is even a ghost rat. She might be, well then. She could be run-of-the-mill glow punks. Or maybe she's just yanking my chain. She's never been to the SOX at all. Who knows? Well, it's food for thought anyways. I don't know whether the thought of radioactive ghost dragon thing is scarier than a genuine dragon, but it's interesting all the same. Now, the big question is, will any of this get me closer to finding Adrian? I'm going out on a limb and say no, but you can never tell. 11/12/2054. Alright, let's continue thinking outside the box. Wonder, can I turn that off? Okay. One of my lights was just like in my face there. Alright, let's continue thinking outside the box. After the Dragonfall, the Drake Dragon Ellenstein came flying into the SOX to rescue Firewing. He was driven off, some say killed, by Lofir and Nibelher. So what if there's another dragon involved in all of this? Winters grabs a thick leather-bound tome from the shelf behind him, licks a finger, and begins to leaf through. Alright, so let's run down the list of major dragons that could be helping her. First, you have the Golden Worm, Lufir, the CEO of Cedar Krupp, and quite possibly the single most dangerous being on Earth. Lufir's a local boy, so he's in a position to help Firewing. He certainly has the financial capability to help her. He could send a small army into SOX if he ever wanted to. He's definitely got the means, but I can't see how he'd have the motive. He actively prevented the Firewing rescue back in 2012, after all. Same thing is true for Nibel here, so let's scratch both of them off the list. We got Adin, the Great Surush. He's operating out of Turkey. By all accounts, he's not a fan of Lofir. They're actively competing for territory in the Middle East. So I suppose that could be motive. Reviving Firewing might cause problems with the Golden Worm. Why would he risk a war with Cedar Krupp by straying onto Lofir's territory? Again, I don't think it's likely. He turns another page. There's Kildir. I have no clue. I'm sorry, guys. Out in Wales. He's pretty heavily interested in Transys Neuronet, so he's got the money, but he's still too busy dealing with the BTL killer. BTL killer? A scandal that Transys is going through out in London to get his claws dirty in the SOX. Dunkelzahn out of the UCAS shakes his head and he slams the tome shut. No, this is a waste of time. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am. The Firewing is acting alone. Dragons don't cooperate unless they absolutely have to. After all, why bother being nice with your equals when you got an entire planet full of pawns at your disposal? They don't need to work together. They have us to exploit. It's clearly corrupted. A bunch of numbers. This is partially garbled. Claire, still my big brother. Swear to. It's the last. Swear to new research. Don't who. Filled with ASCII characters. It's cute. Ash. You heard on blah blah blah. Same digital shine on the Dragonfall DVD plays again. Crackle of static fills the air. Claire looks haggard. His eyes are heavily bagged and bloodshot, and his hair is moist. He holds a cigarette in an unsteady hand. For me, it's me. I can't sleep. I don't know where you are, out having fun, no doubt, but maybe flirting with one of those unattainable beauties that you've always been chasing. He tries to smile, but it quickly disappears. He takes a drag of his cigarette. That's good. I want you to live a pleasant, normal life. After all, one of us should. He rubs his eyes. I can still smell the smoke, Hermie. It's almost been a year later, and I can still taste the stench of burning corpses. When I sleep, I can hear the sirens and the screams. There's no sound in the world as horrible as the burn victim's screams. The doctor would call this PTSD, I'm sure. They'd have me in therapy, maybe close me up on SSRIs. Like they do our veteran soldiers. He chuckles, then takes another drag. Quite a story for the tabloids. The great dragon slayer, Adrian von Vauclair, mentally incapable of wrestling with his own demons. He shakes his head. Nope, no therapy for me, and certainly no vacation. A reputation to live up, however poorly deserved it is, and however little I want it. The dragon is still alive for me, of that I'm certain. One day I'll find her, and then perhaps I'll be able to sleep through the night. And that's it. Cool, so we learned some more stuff. Check on Paul. There's Dietrich. Let's sell something on the network. Cool. I check shipments. If you value new hardware coming to Cruise Bazaar, we need to talk. One of my weapons shipments has hijacked by a local gang. I can promise 500 yen, and if you can recover the shipment, I'll have some of the new gear on the shelf. Come see me with details. We need to talk. Ezekiel Dr. Xavier, come to me at your earliest convenience. This is a matter we need to discuss. He's pretty mad at me. Sweet, I got some good new yen for that. Here's your payment as promised. Payment from client, 22,000. Deduction for clear salary, ammunition resupply costs. Automatic deduction for Alice funds. Remainder sent to POW. Oh, I already just... Whoopsie. Let's click back to desktop. Okay. Go back to root. Pick up pending jobs. Amsel's face swings on the screen. POW, you're here to find the complete transcript of my conversation with Herr Schmidt, initial client. As you'll see, the details of the job are a bit more vague than I would like, but the payout is quite substantial. After reading the transcripts, you may choose what we're doing. He provided me with advice to assist you on the run. He calls the little black box. Apparently it can be used to compromise the power and security systems of the run site. If you opt to take the job, be sure to take it with you. Greetings, Sir Amsel. I trust that this connection is secure. Naturally. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? Call me Herr Schmidt, which is Mr. So I'm probably going to just call them Mr. from here on out. Very well, Mr. Schmidt. You have some business with me? Indeed, I have a job for your team. A simple matter. Judging by what I've heard of your team, I imagine that they will be well suited for the task. Go on. The interests that I represent have learned that AG Chimie Europa is working on a company-wide project, something very secret, very new. Reliable sources inform me that they're keeping a working prototype of this new venture at their Berlin factory. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have known what it's... I probably would have dropped off like 5k at a time, I think. Probably something like that. I see, and your employers wish us to acquire the prototype. Naturally. What is this project? If you want my team to grab the prototype for you, they'll need to know what they're looking for. I'm not at liberty to say. I can tell you that the prototype has been branded Mark 6. I can also tell you that your team will be finding on the 20th floor of the Berlin facility in the office of Albrecht. Albrecht, that's what we're going to go with. Further, I can assist your team in disabling building security and gaining access to the 24th floor. However, they'll be on their own. Such vagueness can be dangerous, Mr. Schmidt. I will not commit my team to a run without a better understanding of the job entails. Facing such dangers is the purpose of a Shadowrun, Mr. Amsel. Your team will be rewarded handsomely for their services. My employer set aside 20,000 for the job. Consider it hazard pay if you wish. Make it 25 new yen or live somewhere else. 22,500 final offer. Very well. I will pass your offer on my team. Are there any further details you can provide? Albrecht's office will be locked behind a vault door. The lock is old-fashioned. Of the mechanical variety, I will provide your team with a copy of the key. I'll also supply you with a little black box, a solid-state device that your team can use to override a variety of building systems. Your team will enter through the facility's underground garage. When your team has acquired the Mark 6, have them exit through the same garage. I will have a van waiting to extract them. Thank you, Mr. Schmidt. I will pass the offer to my team. Good day, Mr. Amber. Yeah, accept the job. Wait. Back to route. Walk away. So, let's see what Glory has, then we'll talk to him, then we'll talk to What's-Her-Face, and then we're going to take on our missions. The first time you met her, her expression seems to brighten. It's subtle, but it's there. You're sure of it. How? A pleasure as always. Need anything from me? Are you ready to tell me about the Chrome? I'm getting there, pal, but you'll have to give me some time. The answers will come when they do. How are you doing? Golden as ever. No, she doesn't want to. Okay, because I don't see a reason to. The memories are unpleasant, and dredging them up doesn't serve any real purpose. It had an impact, so I think it's time to discuss it. She pauses a moment to consider your words, a troubled look on her face. I suppose that's true. Feeling discomfort is better than feeling nothing at all. Alright, here's the deal. Pal, I'm going to talk. You listen. When I'm done, I'm done. No complaints, no arguments. Deal. Right. So a few days after my 14th birthday, I began to express magically. Go on. Anyway, I turned 14. I awakened. I don't even remember how my parents found out about it anymore. I think that my dad caught me playing with a tiny clay spirit that I coaxed out of a pile of garbage, something like that. With everything that happened afterwards, those days are kind of a blur. What I do remember is my father's response to the revelation that his girl was a witch. A hexie. He beat me up with his fists, and then his belt, and then a claw hammer he grabbed out of his toolbox. All while my mother was screaming and flaying at him. She took a couple of licks from the hammer, too. It's a miracle you survived. I'm lucky, I guess. So finally, after what felt like an hour, Dad stopped, tuning me up with the hammer. I had broken ribs, a busted arm, I couldn't see out of my left eye. My entire right side was covered with one giant bruise. I was bleeding all over the place, making a real mess of the carpet. He spat on me, his bleeding, crying daughter. He spat on me and told me that I was... Yeah, I'm glad there's no romance. He kicked me out of the house. So I was crawling away. My father told me that if he or any of his brothers ever saw me again, they'd treat me as the Berlin chapter treats the enemies of God. If you're not familiar with how they act here in the Berlin deal with the heretics, is society less pretty than what my dad and his buddies did to their victims. I got the hint, and the next morning I hitched the ride out of Stuttgart. Go on. I wound out in Tübingen. I figured it's safe enough place to find medical attention and maybe call home. Not far from Stuttgart, but it was a huge student community that I figured I could blend into. University has a decent magic department. Or I dropped me off at the university hospital and they patched me up pretty good. Had some questions for me about how I got so beaten up, but I lied and told them that I'd been mugged, which played nicely into the complete lack of cash, credit, and identification. She pauses for a moment, looks down at the floor, then fixes her eyes on you. She is visibly tense. We're gonna fast forward through the next few years. I was a kid on the streets. I got by the best I could, doing whatever I had. The rest you can leave up to your imagination. Yeah. Only share what you feel good with sharing. Says thanks. So anyways, I lived on the streets for a few years, got used to being hungry all the time, got used to being rained on, got by. I was painfully aware that I had magical talent without any kind of training or guidance. I didn't really know how to use or develop them. Truth be told, they scared me. So I more or less ignored them. So it just sort of went by until a few days after my 17th birthday. Then I met Marta, and everything changed. Marta was a sweet girl. At first, I took her for a street kid like me. Her clothes were pretty ratty, and she seemed comfortable being near me. She also looked well-fed and happy, and those two things I hadn't been in years. We started hanging out. Before I knew what was happening, I was in love. There was a genuine attraction between Marta and me, I think. But I also think that a lot of my affections for her came from the fact that she was the first person in years to care about me. She pauses, she looks flustered, her composure cracked. She stares at you. Marta told me about a place where she'd been hanging out. She invited me to join. It was called The Fireplace. It was sort of a commune for disposed youth. It turns out a lot of the street kids I'd known over the years had moved there. The way they'd disappeared, I assumed they'd been kidnapped or killed, or had gone back to the parents. But there they were. I remember being kind of angry about it. How did everyone get the memo but me? Marta calmed me down. She was good at helping me work through my feelings. I wound up following her to Fireplace. To a street kid, it was basically paradise. The owner, a guy named Harrow, had set up a little farm just outside the forest. The forest is an official national park, but not many people go there nowadays. Too much fear of the paranormal animals, I guess. Anyway, park or not, it was plenty big enough for us to hide in. It was also safe and pretty, and the farm was well stocked with food. Most importantly, Fireplace gave us a sense of community and stability that we'd never had on the street. We loved Harrow for that. He became like a surrogate father to us. That's enough for now. I need to process all of this, and I don't want to continue forward until I've had a chance to do that. I know that this all happened years ago, but I guess it's still pretty raw to me. So I'm going to ask you to give me space for a while, and then we can pick it up back up later. Cool? What she has to say. As you approach, Eager turns to face you. Her rifle has been field stripped and is lying in pieces on the sheet of butcher paper. Arranged in a neat row along the edge of the paper are bottles of copper solvent, boar cleaner, and lighter fluid. Your fearless leader returns. What do you need? Any thoughts about our last run? Nothing we haven't talked about. We good now? Depends on what you mean by say good. I won't question your competence again, not in front of the others at least, but I'm not gonna lie, I still have concerns about you. What kind of concerns? Basic ones. I don't want history to repeat itself. What history are you talking about? Rather not go into it, fearless leader. Let's just say that I've had bad luck with underexperienced teammates and leave it at that. Hear about the time in the KSK? Nope, I'm not in the habit of sharing war stories, pal, not with people who've never served. I just want to have a better idea of who I'm running with. Alright, pal, you win. I owe everything to my time in the KSK, from my street name on down. So you tell me what you want to know, and we'll see where it goes. What's your street name? Back when I was in basic, a fellow recruit made a vulgar joke at my expense. He said that I reminded him of the north face of Eger in Bernese Alps. Huge, beautiful, but dangerous to climb. His tone left doubt as what sort of climbing he meant. I think he was trying to proposition me in his clumsy way, poking me in front and the other recruits to provoke a reaction. Anyways, he got one. I broke 3 of his ribs, and the name stuck. Served him right. You might actually mean that, but then you might just say that to try and get on my good side. I totally mean it on his good side, but anyways. If you're not doing good, smack around, I guess, is kind of what she feels like. I'm really just trying to, like, get more of her story, so I'm, like, trying to say the right thing. For once, we're in complete agreement, but there was more to it than that. As soon as the idiot made his little joke, it was a foregone conclusion that I was getting saddled with the name Eger. My only choice in the matter was whether it happened under his terms or under mine. If I hadn't broken the twit's ribs, the Eger would have been a difficult sexual conquest to a whole barracks full of recruits. That's what I would have been to them. From that point on, my own accomplishments. Thanks to what I did, my name meant the troll who doesn't take anything from anyone. Instead, it's a name I'm proud to go by. I've hung on to it ever since. Word of advice, pal. If anyone ever puts you in the position that he put me in, if he demeans you in front of your unit, whatever his intent, the appropriate response is to put the person down hard. Out in the field, nothing will kill you faster than the respect of your team. Good advice. By the way, pal, I'm aware that it's more than a little ironic for me to be telling you this. After Monica's death, if you were the one who was dressing me down in front of Menzel and the rest, well, I wouldn't want to dwell on it. I just want to say that I'm sorry for putting you in the position. What happened to your team? No, that's the story I won't be telling. They died. That's all I need to know. Who was in command? Metzger, best leader I've had the pleasure of serving under. He was a hell of a man. We went down with the rest of the team, everyone but me. Tell me about your team? Fair enough, I guess you've earned it. There were 8 of us, 2 commando squads, working together in a single unit. Schmidt and Lang were combat deckers. Wolf was our rigger and combat engineer. Fisher handled demolitions. Braun was a medic, and the rest of us, Metzger, Cougar, and myself, were weapon experts. Our mission was extraterritorial, technically illegal, but important enough to justify the risk. We've been sent across the border into Poland. The Russian mafia had set up a cottage industry in human trafficking alone in Oder-Nisir line, and it was our job to disrupt it. Sounds more like a police action than a military operation. Wouldn't the GSG usually handle that kind of thing? Typically, yes, but in recent years, the Russian mob had become more and more heavily militarized. The brass decided that they posed enough danger to the region to qualify as a terrorist threat and brought them under our purview. Excuse me. Anyway, we were a good team, experienced. We went through a lot together, and we chalked up a lot of kills. In our own way, I'd like to think we did some good. Thanks, Eager. So was there something else? No, go do your thing. Go do you. Go do you, Lady Boo. We're gonna talk to Dietrich, and then we're gonna quickly move on from here, because I just want to do, like, mission. You came through for me, boss. If you ever need anything from me at all, then you call on me. I'll come running. How's Alexander holding up? He's a good kid, the nephew of mine. Given him some time, and he'll shake Stahl's programming. Might take a while, but he'll adjust to life here in the Cruise Bazaar. In the meantime, I found a good home for him. Samuel's agreed to take him in. Is that wise? Samuel's employees has no love for humanists. Most of them don't even like humans. Best thing for the kid will be to learn through immersion. If he stays with Samuel Group, he'll have no choice but to interact with metahumans. Soon enough, he'll learn that they're no different than anyone else. First few days will be rough, no question, but he'll make it through and come out the other side a better man for it. Yep, you've done your part, it's now on him. Yeah, that's right, it is. And when push comes to shove, he'll do the right thing, just like he did with Stahl. Now, on the other things, remember what I was telling you before we climbed into the van? Yeah, you were saying the Dragon Slayer was happy? That's right, thanks to our, let's not mince words, heroic actions back in the swine pit. It seems fit to grant me his favor. and now I know what it means. What can I... and what I can do with it. I'm listening. Well, he's seen to grant me a new ability. He gestures at the ground near his feet, namely this. Okay. As you watch the spot Dietrich is pointing at begins to glow, lines of force spread out in scintillating webs, and feel a raw power suffuses your body. I just turned open a channel between myself and the Dragon Slayer. The power that you feel is his power, powering through the aether and into that spot. I'm familiar with ley lines. It's the same basic concept. I concentrate on a patch of ground, and as long as I stand in that spot, all my magic gets stronger. He crosses his arms over his chest. Not bad, huh? Could we also use it? He shrugs. I don't see why not. Like I said, it's basically a line. As long as you're on the Dragon Slayer's good side, I don't see why you couldn't use it. My idol, he isn't stingy with his gifts. Anyways, boss, I want to keep fiddling with this, learning to properly control it, and I'm sure that you've got things to do as well. You can take care of whatever else needs doing. By our next run, I'll be ready to use it. You too, boss. Cool. We're gonna talk to him and then go on like as many missions, like I said. Welcome back. I have news for you. Your absence, I've been looking into the Heartfield Manor. Whatever Firewing is up to is both large-scale and well-funded. I've uncovered a money trail leading from holding companies all over the world to an offshore fund with a dummy address. From here, all the freshly laundered money flows directly to the Heartfield estate. How much are we talking about? I can't name an exact figure, but we're talking about a lot of money and then millions of new yen, most certainly. Whatever Firewing is planning, she has access to all the resources she needs to carry it out. She didn't act like that normally. Yes, and look where it got her. When the Firewing launched her attack on humanity, it was an act of hubris. She lashed out because she didn't consider our species to be a threat. It would be equally hubristic of us to assume that she will make the same mistake twice. We'll continue digging into this while you and your team tackle the next run. With luck, I'll have more information on your return. Sounds good, Paul. One last thing. Mallet was able to restore the DVDs. Cool. I'll check it out. I already did. She's working on the other DVDs from the bundle. Many of them are extensively damaged, and getting anything off them is proving to be quite a chore. She told me that she'll be in touch when she makes any headway. Sweet. We already watched the vids. We're gonna go pet Dante. We're like, I love you, Dante, and pet him. And now we can go. How's Alexander doing? He's adjusting with difficulty. Shakes his head. Friend Dietrich took a chance in sending his nephew to us. I will do my best to justify his faith in me. Anything else? Nope. Okay. That's it. Oh. Let's get this stuff going. Let's do our private mission. Oh, wait. No. I need to talk to the doctor. Forgot about that. He's mad at me. I threatened his life. I mean, I'd be mad at me too. Oh, he also wants to talk to me. Let's hurry up with this. Welcome back. Got your message about the shipment. How can I help? Yeah, a gang from the nearby Kez has been hijacking shipments spawned from Cruise Bazaar, taking money out of our pockets. I could use help stopping this from happening. Your dear departed Monica used to provide encryption and information control for the Cruise Bazaar, and now that she's gone, we merchants have been having no end of trouble. The obvious answer is the gang has been intercepting our communications. Yeah, I'm totally sympathetic towards org control, because, like, it really sucks. Last game, so-so. I didn't know. Kind of communications. Shipping manifests, payment orders, that kind of thing. A group with an agenda could use information to set up an ambush, and that's just what this gang has been doing. Several cargo trucks full of goods have already been hijacked en route to the Cruise Bazaar. I've had a tracking device placed on my last shipment that I sent out, containers full of weapons and medical supplies. Sure enough, it got taken, and I tracked it to that location. If you've never been there, it's a Kai's built out of the old U-Bahn station and some old bunkers. Rumor has it a new game called that is holed up there. I suspect the two things are related. So I need you to go there and find the gang and get our goods back. I'll offer you 500 yen for the task. If you can cover our missing weapons shipment, Be able to sell you some better hardware too. I'll take care of it. Good. I'm gonna need you to go in light on this one. Take a friend along if you like. No more than one. If you spook them, they could trash the merchandise. Best go quiet. Best go soon too, before the trail goes cold. Okay. So, might as well, if it's better, do it now. We'll take Glory with us, because she's baller. She has the health kits. I'm actually not too bad with Chinese names and Asian names, actually. I would like to take Glory with me because she has the moolah. The best, well, not the moolah, but the best money can get there. Plus, she does a lot of damage, and that's kind of what I want. You know, I'm not actually too bad with Asian names. I don't know, I was watching my husband and I watched the Mortal Kombat movie, which was horrible, but anyways, and we were like reading over the character names and stuff and discussing them, and like I was like, I think it's pronounced this way, and then we like looked it up, and like I wasn't too far off, really. It wasn't too horrible. It was horrible as in it was a C-rated movie horrible. Not in as like anything else horrible. No. It was just an experience. That's all. Stairwell looks collapsed. Yeah. As an adult, it can be like, wow, but I don't know. Like, it wasn't that bad. It was just different from the game I played. Because I totes played one of them, and it wasn't really, I guess, like, canon. I don't know. That's far enough, friend. Older man raises his hand, squinting as you approach. To his left, a young orc shifts his weight, resting one hand casually on his pistol at his hip. Both are dressed what might be considered uniforms, but it's hard to tell for sure. Looks like uniforms to me. We don't keep visitors down here these days, and you'll forgive me for saving, but well, you don't really look like the type that usually comes through here. Now. She looks fed for one thing. Totes gonna charisma this up. The old man snorts. Indeed. But what brings you here, stranger? I'm visiting from that place, and my friend Hans said the market here is second to none, and I've come to see for myself. The old man smiles sadly. Well, maybe a few years ago that was true. These days, well, it's hard times all around, I suppose. You're welcome to go in, of course. Customers are always welcome. Oh, and talk to that person if you want to hear some good stories about the market back in its prime. He always is happy to share a tale or two. Thanks. We're just gonna straight up not talk about that game. I don't want to kill a bunch of people. Man refer you as average build and in nondescript dress. He's leaning against the old wooden cabinet, reading a book. As you approach, he looks up and casts a warm smile. Guten Tag, the name's this, friend. Can't say I've seen you around before, just passing through. Look, information. Have you heard of the gang? Certainly, they've been spinning quite a tale these parts of late. Hard to know anything for sure, though. One rumor says the hijacked freight out of Frankentor, then the next day you hear about them setting down in that place. Yesterday, I heard someone claim they saw a member of the gang speed by in the U-Bahn tunnel, clinging to one of the side of train cars. He leans closer. Between you and me, there's probably a gang called Surf Turf. Strange ones, though. Heard they implanted suction cuts to their hands and feet. I guess they really like hitching rides with the U-Bahn trains. He shakes his head with amusement. That's the flex tape for you, though, full of strange and unexpected. Have you seen a shipment of weapons? Wish I had, friend. Too bad. This place used to be soaring with commerce, but now hardly anything passes through. Sorry to hear that. Thanks for your friendly words, though. Most folks that come here are either looking to bum a quick handout or steal what they can afford to bring down the line. Can I do anything to help? No, I don't think so, friend, but I thank you for the gesture. Say, have you ever heard of the story of this one? No. Law was an... I'm sorry. I can't even pronounce that. Was an outlaw centuries ago, back in the Napoleonic days. See, he was a thief, a greedy one, if you believe the stories. He and his gang raided up and down the Rhine, stealing for themselves, but something happened. The people of Rhineland, they were inspired by him. In time, they hailed him as a hero. He was stealing from the French, you see. I think something happened then, something surprising even to him. I think part of this perhaps because he became the hero the people wanted him to be. Maybe he did start stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. I don't know. The history books are confusing. At any rate, I mean, that is Robin Hood, but at any rate, the point is, friend, I think that maybe if enough people believe something is true, it can change the truth of anything, of that thing. Perhaps if enough people here in this place have a hope to believe in, then your fate will change as well. Until then, we will continue on. Can you tell me about this place? It's my home. Small bar set up, but of course you'll want to know about the market. It used to be something to behold, my friend. One of the grandest markets in the city. You could nearly find anything in these stalls for the right price. It's a real shame. Little by little, things slow down. Folks stop taking the subway line so much. But I guess that's the way of the flux. I'll be going now. Good to know. Wow. Woman starts a little at your approach, but she recovers quickly and beams brightly at you. The fox face on her headdress seemed to grin as well. Her classically nasal American accent is obvious. Ooh, that's a little bit rude. Hey kiddo, share a drink with me? No thanks, just looking for information. Have you heard of this gang? Raven Ghosts? Nope, never heard about anything like that. Sounds like something out of a fairy tale. I'm just traveling through. Heard there was a market, but well, just look at this place. I'm just having a drink with this fine gentleman here, and then moving on. California Free States, doing the whole Europe tour thing, you know. Besides, getting me out of the place, it's been a real good learning experience. Made some good friends. But it's bad everywhere these days. Can't drink enough to forget some things I've seen. I'm all for communism and anarchy and free love, but sometimes the F-state goes a little far. What do you mean? Just things like the turf wars and the racists and junk. You know, those humanist people, they're unpleasant. That stuff aside, I like the idea of the state without the man. Listen, my name's Goldfish. Call me Pal. Nice to meet you, Pal. Now that I've said my bit, what are you going to do in this place like this? I'm looking for something. A gang? There might be anything here. Seems like everyone and everything down here is a ghost. Ghosts of the past, ghost trains, ghost thin folks, pale, lacking of sunlight. I need sunlight too. I like to joke I photosynthesize, but it gives me so much energy. Energy these people don't have anymore. Maybe I've been down here long enough. Maybe I'm a ghost too. Alright, it's fallen. Officially cut off. Your total is 36 noon. Can I at least buy something from our friend here? She's been talking with me a bit and hasn't had anything. Nope, you're cut off. I don't want you sipping out of it. Dude, chill. Forget I asked. Sorry I couldn't get you anything, but thanks for being a pal. I'm gonna just keep looking down this direction. There's a person. Yeah. Pal the pal. Yeah, so it just told me that you were moderated because that is somehow sexual. That pal is sexual. And I would like to say it's not. I know, right? It's not. As you approach, the machine makes a series of sputtering sounds as the dust covered screens flicker dimly to light. Timestamp, primary data not found, restarting in offline mode, restarting. The screen goes dark as the machine begins to emit a bizarre variety of clicks and chirping sounds. After an In interminable amount of time, the screen finally shudders back to life. Welcome to the station. Please select an option. Press 3. I'm not reading that. Nor am I reading that. Nor am I reading that. Key 6. Oh gosh, I have no clue. Leave the terminal. Inspect the nearby wall closely. Small seam, but you can spot no clear mechanism. Maybe we should ask around. We're gonna walk away. I should have brought what's-her-face. Okay, cruise bar. That is our stuff. Hi there, stranger. I've got a sale today. You interested in some rations, salvage, some home remedies? The crate behind you, your shop, looks like it was marked delivery to cruise bar. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you? No, I don't know anything about crates. Looking for some backup? It's just us here, friend. Okay, look, yeah, the gang came by yesterday, asked me to move the rest of these medical supplies. Then they disappeared. I don't know where they went. I mean, I gotta make a living, right? Look around here. Where should I pick the gang? They leave me this kind of score. I'm grateful. Already sold most of it in less than a day. Plenty of folks around here need real medical supplies. Alright, I told you what I know. So we're cool, right? I don't know anything else. Relax, I believe you. Times are rough. I'm sure these people needed the stuff. You're not gonna hurt me? Thank you, stranger. Not everyone is understanding. Look, if you're looking for the gang, try the old permission kiosk on the other side of the market. I've seen some people coming and going through there. I already knew that. See what they have. Ben's consumables, doesn't matter, we're gonna exit. What's up with the shoddy looking pistol? Exquisite, is it not? The work of a master craftsman who used to live here, forged from the finest slug throwers you find this side of the Atlantic. At that price, it's a steal. May I have a closer look? Lapdash pistol? Taser? That's awesome. Where are we going now? Guten Tag. I'm looking for a gang. No. I wouldn't suggest asking about such things around here. Guten Tag. Seen a shipment of weapons? No, I would not have noticed that. What's the scuff marks on the ground by there? I wouldn't know I'm not in charge of the cleaning around here. She sighs. Nobody is these days. The way things have been going, hopefully our luck will turn sooner or later. It'd be nice to take some pride in this place again. I know you're hiding something back there. Fine, I don't know who you are or what you're doing snooping around here, but you better come with me now. Our leader's going to want to speak to you. Very well. Yeah, I don't mind. I wasn't going to figure that out anyways. Same man you met in the market, but the friendliness is gone and his face is cold. Should have stuck to the market, stranger. If the gang wished to be found, we'd open a cafe. Now what do you want? Say your price. I'm from the cruise bar. You stole the shipment of supplies bound for Archaeas, and we want it back. Guess we're a little careless on that one. I figured with Monica Schaefer gone, the cruise bar would be an easy score. So that's why you're here. You stole your supplies, now you want them back. Yeah, that's right. Which I completely understand, stranger, believe me. But unfortunately, we need those supplies more than you do, so I will have to graciously decline your offer to relieve us of our property. Graciously give you a chance. That's very... He rolls his eyes suddenly, then turns to Screw. Did you imbeciles really not search them for weapons? Regardless, I hope to avoid bloodshed, so we can't... Sorry, but we cannot back down from this. You know, we're gonna murder you. It's not gonna be too difficult, hopefully. Ow. That was difficult. Ow. That was really difficult. Monica's gonna have to start off... How much does this give? Okay. Now, I'm gonna go... do that. And I wish I had a summons! Ugh. Don't shoot me. Well, that's great. My heal is only gonna heal me very little. 2. I don't think I'm gonna succeed on this one. Awful. And another grenade. That hurts. It's okay. It's not okay. This is awful. Move here. We're gonna go bear totem. And we're gonna use her to eviscerate this guy here. And then we're gonna use this one. Knock you out. We might have stabilized this. Yay. Oh, come on. I totally stopped shooting at me, man. These guys are horrible. Not a grenade. Oh gosh, that was close. Oh gosh. We did it. Picked up his keys. We're gonna inspect this. Sign these recordings. That's cool. Let's check inventory logs. Detailed inventory of stolen goods. Medical supplies bound for Cruise Bazaar are long gone. Missing weapon shipment is currently in a storage lock in Frankfurter Tor. The locker number is 49. Oh, located mission shipment. Guess that's it. Off we go. Shopkeeper. See what you got to say. Sell. Oh, yay. Oh, okay. That looks great. Thank you, dude, bro. You're amazing, bro. Moldy soy cakes. Anything else to say to me? Nope. Okay. So off we go. Double checking in here. Nope. Well, at least they're still there. Ooh, man, if it wasn't for Glory and her health kits, I could not have done that. Seriously, that was only possible because she healed me like every turn until we stabilized. Okay, I have 4 karma, which means I have 5 karma. I can go here. And I need 6. We're gonna try and increase our decking a little bit. Do you need any help? Okay. Won't be hijacking our shipments. Yes, and my people have already retrieved the shipment exactly where you said it would be. Good luck. Good work. How were you able to manage it? Got messy, but I got the job done. Yeah, it's weird. I would have expected, yeah, Dieter or Eager to have them. Good, sometimes a little mess is necessary. Here's your payment, as promised, and you should any new weapons. And you should need any new weapons, thanks to you. I have some new merchandise. Sure, why not? Don't really care unless it's shotguns. Why does everything need a data jack? Might be good. Pick that one. I need ranged combat 6. I miss my dog. Welcome back. I hope our recent misunderstanding won't have an impact on our business relationship. Misunderstanding, pal? I'm sure that I don't know what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You're not hearing me. I don't know what you're talking about. I know nobody in the sewers, and you know nothing of my extracurricular activities. As long as you're on board with that, our business together can continue unabated. Deal. Good, now let's move on to other matters. Do you have some business for me? I got your message. What you want? Business. I have a job for you. That's true, we haven't, but I'm confident that you're a right woman for the job. Good enough for me. So let's get down to the brass track, shall we? Before I emigrated here from my native Spain, I worked in a partnership with a Berlin-based R&D lab. The biotech that they were developing was very hush-hush, very cutting edge. Oh, I need a data jack? Well, that sucks. Before I immigrated here, blah, 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 blah. Our arrangement was that I could bankroll their research, and they, in turn, would provide me some unique merchandise to sell in my clinics. Go on. But 2 years ago, this went sour. My name was slandered, and the fickle mistress that is public perception turned against me. An ugly business, I assure you. Everything, even talking about my fall from grace, makes my stomach turn. The injustice of it all. It's too much to bear. Okay. You want me to break into the place? In a word, yes. I want you to break in the lab, find my merchandise, bring it to me. If you can, figure out why the building was shut down in the first place and what happened to the researchers. If not, that's fine too. But I need that tech. Alright? You can't afford to pay a union. That's your own fault, by the way. You shut off a good chunk of my revenue when you sent down the sewers. What I can do is give you a first crack at any biotech that you recover from the site and make it available to you at a discount. Stop billing where we're talking about. It's a win-win, even for a shaman like you. Sure. Good. But like, even if it's just cracking things, like not going into the cyberspace, I need a data port. Feels a bit bad. Oh. She leans against the wall. She has a bruise. Who gave you a shiner? I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want something? Because I've got things to do now. Zach says he has a new sim for me. One with aliens and a little girl need to save. She's waiting for me, and I can't let her down. Is there something going around on here? There's always something going on. Is it the flux right? It gives, it takes. Sometimes it takes more. And some things it takes gone forever. Friends, family, Monica. I don't much like the flux. In The Sims, you can have the same happy day over and over. You can skip past the parts you don't like, or replay the good moments as many times as you. Really sad. Someone's beating her up. I'm not about that. Not him, is it? No, changed my mind. Where do I get that? I assume here in the cyber clinic. Is this okay? I don't want it in my head. Can I get it in my hand instead? Is there like a difference between the two? Because like, I'll do this one. Play the extra. I don't care about smart link weapons. Yep. I know. I got it. Just give me the thing in my arm. I can leave now. This way at least I can jack. Okay. Let's go down here, I think. Okay. We should do the one where I have to be by myself. Like, I shouldn't be going anywhere else. Get this one done, we can get the other 2 or 3 done, and then we'll be done. We can talk to everybody again. You're with maintenance. It isn't a question. He stands impassively waiting for a response. Yeah, they've been trickling in over the last 15 minutes or so. I've already done a security check on your entire crew. Check everything checked out, so you're good to head into the building whenever you want. Thanks for your time. Have a good one. You don't ask stupid questions. Young dwarf looks at you wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell she's terrified. She bites her lower lip, eyes darting from side to side. She finally takes a step toward you. Hello, are you Miss Powell? I take it you're on... Who are you and how do you know my name? My name is Jaina. I was told to wait for you. We'd be going into the building as a team. So where's the rest of the team? They sort of jumped the gun a little. They're already inside. Well, I can't fault your enthusiasm. I'm sorry I told them to wait, but they didn't listen. They just must have passed me and waltzed through the front door. Well, do you have a rigger? She swallows. No, I'm not like you, not like the others. You should probably know that. What are you like? A normal person with a boyfriend and a cat and a bad apartment. I'm not a career criminal, is what I'm saying. I'm just an electrician. It's alright, don't worry, I'll look after you. Thank you, I really mean that. I'll try to take care of myself the best I can. I don't want to burden... I brought my taser, and I have a little hold-out pistol for self-defense, but I've never fired at a living thing before, let alone a person. I'm really hoping I won't have to. Tell me about the others. A human and elf, they're already inside, like I said. I watched them storm through the front doors of the building about 10 minutes ago. Well, a lot can happen in 10 minutes. They're still on the first floor. Nobody's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks in the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you here. I figured if they couldn't get too far ahead of us, I wouldn't go in after them. Cool. Good thinking. Thanks. I hope they don't mess things up in there. All I want to do is get this over and get back home. Right with you. Let's go inside. My little dwarf friend. Right, she should just go home. You find yourself confronted by a pair of men wearing the same kinds of uniforms you are. Judging by their expressions, there is no love lost between the two. Hearing the door swing open, they turn to face you. The shorter of the two, human with arcing symbols tastefully embossed into his belt, glares at you. You're here, finally, and we brought our little mouse of an electrician with you. Better late than never, but not much better. You're tardy enough as it is. He jerks his thumb at the elf standing beside me. I'll leave it to you to keep our pack meal in line. The elf's lips curl into a snarl. Hanging from his back is a bulging pack that looks incredibly heavy. His broad shoulders sag under the weight's difficulty. Or the heavy weight. He's dumb as a post, but he can lift heavy things. Might not be bad in a fight either, at the very least. He can soak up a few bullets for the rest of us. Staring daggers at the mage, he spits out a long string of foreign words in a single, surcissant breath. The sound of it is lovely, but his expression leaves little doubt that the message behind the words is an ugly one. Oh, and I hope you can speak that language. He shakes his head in disgust. Useless immigrants. Do me a favor and keep your opinion to yourself. The corner of his mouth lifts into an ugly smirk. You may be the leader of this team, but I'll speak my mind whenever I please. Get used to it. Oh, by the way, think you could have gotten here any later, pal? It's an important meeting to get to. If I'm late, the stuff is going to hit the... This isn't getting us to your meeting any faster. No, it isn't. So let's go to the penthouse, plant the cameras. I'll mask them against detection, and we can all go our separate ways. The elf mutters something under his breath and hitches his bulky pack up a little higher on his back. His muscles begin to strange. I can help you with that. The elf blinks uncomprehendingly and takes a half step back. I told you. He can't understand a word you're saying. Nothing comes out of his mouth but the pigling dribble the elves call a language. A something dialect, if I'm not mistaken. I wish he'd do us all a favor and go back. Can you understand me at all, brother? The elf's dialect is completely foreign. It's quite unlike the form that you spoke. You terrible, insolent, threaten, see if at all. The words don't seem to have much impact. The elf scowls deepens. Let's discuss the approach. If we can get to the building access panel that's on the same circuit as the penthouse, I should be able to put a security system into maintenance mode. The job will take some creative rewiring. Well, that's whatever's in the pack the elf is carrying. Our employers gave me the schematic. Do you know we'll find the access panel? Quit calling me that. She takes a moment to calm herself. Yes, I do. There's an access panel in one of the mid-range apartments on the same floor. My contact gave me a key code that should get us in. You said should twice already. That makes me feel uneasy. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. It's the plan that I was given, and we're stuck with it. Unless you have a better idea, we'll just follow our instructions and hope for the best. Get me to the building access terminal on this floor, and I can rewire the elevator. That's the first thing we need to do. Once we're upstairs, we use the code I was given, I rewire the security system, and we hide cameras in it. Alright, let's go. I'm not going to tell them I have a horrible feeling about this. Let's talk to this dude. Well-dressed orc stops pacing to stare at you as you approach. Heavy worry lines etch his forehead. Looks like he hasn't slept in a month. I don't want to be rude, but I'm a little busy right now. If this is about building maintenance, take it someplace else. Watch it. You don't get to talk down to me like that. The work bristles. Like a janitor? Yes, I do, because that's what you are. If you want to keep wearing that uniform, you better watch your attitude. Now, isn't there a floor that you should be cleaning or something? I've got a lot to worry about, important things. I don't want to be bothered. You think that just because we're in maintenance, we don't understand what you're going through? I have 6 21Bs to file before the day is out. If I don't, I can kiss my efficiency bonus goodbye. With a visible effort, he calms himself. Look, sorry. I'm not trying to be unpleasant. It's just that I have a huge presentation to give to the board in 20 minutes. I stayed up all night practicing it, and now I'm so tired I can't remember my own name. That's rough. He shakes his head miserably. I'm going to botch this, too. Botch this. The worst part is most of those people will assume it's because I'm at work. They already make jokes behind my back, and it's going to get worse. That's tough, man. Best of luck. You know what? If I can find caffeine or something... Your security clearance doesn't authorize you to be in here. We're doing maintenance. Can we take a look at the terminal? You know I can't do that. You don't have the appropriate clearance to touch the terminal, let alone services. Besides, it's been running great since the other maintenance team worked on it last week. I'm surprised that you don't have that in your records. You know how it is with us in management. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. It's ridiculous. Story of my life. Well, we'll be on our way then. Take it easy. So that's not good. There's already been a thing. I'm gonna help you work, buddy, if I can. Let's look at the food stuff. Step away. That doesn't help me. The guard in the hallway? Well, he's standing next to the junket box, and just like this one, looks like they're both in the same circuit too. So, I could use this one to overload the one that the guard is standing next to. Yeah, I could feel a nice power spike into one of these from here. You know, if you wanted me to. Do it. Welcome to Dunskely's Fine Clothier. Yeah, I didn't know she was gonna kill the person. I thought she was gonna knock him out. Let's see. Let me see that suit. Style and safety. You have a good eye. Let me show you the dressing room. That's so cute. I'm not buying that. Back here. Tech vendor. Let's look in the cyberware. Look at the catalog terminal. Overpriced. A lot of other stuff. Nothing else. I don't care. Sign me up. I'm sorry, I'm afraid that you don't understand. We're a boutique shop, not a cybersecurity clinic. We can sell you the device and have it sent to the clinic of your choice. Nah, thanks. It's okay. I've decided I don't want it. There's a lot of words I didn't want to read. I'm gonna skip that. Well-groomed corporate couple stands in the corner Browing, should be an S in there. Browsing racks of pamphlets about neural enhancement hardware, the woman's head turns at the sound of your approach. Well, hello, are we in your way? We won't want to keep you from your work. Her spray tan husband chimes in. Right, the last thing we want to do is come between you and your people, whatever it is. Nah, I'm just browsing. Not for ourselves, but yes, we're here for our son. The little Hans deserves the very best, and he'll need it if he's going to compete with his classmates at the academy. That means hardware from Augment Tech. We may not be rich as the other parents, but this, at least, is something we can do. If you ask me, buying something at this place for your kid is ridiculous. You're going to spoil your precious Hans Rotten. Usually where they're like, you really have no idea what it's like out there for people like us, do you? We have the luxury of remaining unenhanced, dull, slow. Dear, don't be rude. He smiles apologetically. We're both under a lot of stress, and this isn't a purchase we're making lightly. You see, Hans is enrolled in a very prestigious and very competitive school. Buying him Augment Tech enhancements isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. His peers have affluent families, they have a lot of other stuff. Academy grades on a curve. Oh, I know. The scholarship students, you mean? Well, I suppose that someone has to be at the bottom of the pile. But yes, that someone wouldn't be our Hans. Your world, not mine. Well, I don't expect you. Go push your broom somewhere. Can I re-talk to him? Oh, I can send it to their... Oh, no. Never mind. So it doesn't look like I can actually help anybody. That's a little bit frustrating. Junior pops the access panel at the base of the terminal and begins snipping wires. A few minutes later, she places the panel cover and stands. Alright, that should do it. I bypassed the security lock on the elevator. We're good to go upstairs. That was quick. Fetching, I don't know what this is to get me to my meeting, but please, by all means, keep waltzing down memory lane. I could care less about your meeting, James, but we should keep moving all the same. Alright, I'm gonna need you to get me to on this floor's access panel. It'll be room 303 on this floor. Door combination is 14291. Yeah, I got it. Once we're there, maintenance code is 11111. We've been making halfway decent time. Not good, but not terrible. But I can't afford any more delays. If no one else gets in our way, for their sake. Now shush about it already. If I weren't under instructions to follow your lead, this would be a different conversation. Yeah, well you are, so shush and deal with it. I wish we didn't have to finish this. We didn't need to finish this job. Sadly for all of us, you do. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have words when this run is over, Mouse. Then he gripes at everyone. Look, it's trying to speak. I want to get this over with, pal. I want to get out of here so I can go home. Oh, it just took a bit. Let's look at this real quick. So I need like 12 points total, so I need like 10 more. Um... Okay, I guess this is me. Hurry it up, woman. The clock is ticking. Don't rush me. This is complicated. Popping the lid on her tool bag, she grabs a pair of wire clippers and a soldering gun and roll of electrical tape. With a grim determination on her face, she begins to snip into a massive harness of cables that runs through the unit. Alright, she taps the elf on the knee. I need that thing now. He nods and reaches back to unsling his pack, placing it on the floor. He opens it and pulls out a large blue canister. It takes all his strength to wrest it from the ground into the space in the access candle that Jaina has cleared. There you go, you dumb ox. Do something useful for a change. The elf says nothing, unburdened by the heavy packback. He stands up straight, and for the first time, you appreciate how much larger he is than the corporate mage. He stares down at James with his hands bunched in his fists. One last time, keep your mouth shut. I'll say whatever all of you, shush, you're distracting me. Mage falls silence. Jaina goes back to work. It only takes a few minutes for her to screw wire and solder the canister into the harnesses. She inspects her work, nods, and then turns to face you. She stands and brushes the hair out of her eyes. Alright, job's done. Just need a bit of cleanup. Then we can get out of here. Nice job, Jaina. It wasn't that difficult, just a matter of following our employer's instructions. Hey, that's great, but time's ticking, so let's keep moving. He glanced at the jumble of wire circuitry through the open access panel. What did you put in there? It's me, for all I know it could be pixie dust. They said that I should wire it into the wall at this junction, so I did. I'm not comfortable with how little we know. You haven't been doing this long, have you? The Lodge doesn't tell you things that you don't need to know, and you don't ask. Your job is to do what they tell you, make the money, keep your mouth shut. It's all very simple. The Lodge? You don't even know who you're working for, do you? You're leading this team, and you don't even have a clue. Both of you, shush, someone's coming. A tall, deeply tanned man runs around at a jog and comes busting into the room. You recognize him as the father you spoke at Ogtep Kiosk. He stops short when he sees your team, and the smile falls from his face. You, late at Cyberware Kiosk, what are you doing then? What is going on here? He advances on you, full of bluster and bravado. This is my apartment. I own it. You can't just waltz in here and start pulling wires apart without my consent. We're maintenance. Look at the uniforms. Yeah, I see that, but that doesn't give you the right to force your way into my home and start tearing up my walls. At the very least, you should have given me advance notice. This is a waste of time. I'm already running late. If we don't care of this idiot, I will. Elf barks something at James. The sound is uncharacteristically ugly, all harsh consonants and sibilant hisses. Simple misunderstanding. Your friend just called me an idiot in my own home. He wheels on James, his hands balled in the fist. Yes, I want you to know your employee number. I want to know it now. Do you now? I'm a member of the Homeowners Association for this level. You know what that means? I have a lot of pull with building management. He thrusts an outstretched finger at James. Your days wearing the uniform are numbered, I promise you. Calm down, sir. There must have been a problem with dispatch. You should have received a work order last week. I didn't receive a thing from dispatch, or from anyone else in that matter. My wife and I are intending to guests here in half an hour, and our living room is ruined. I need to know what you're going to do to fix this, and that you're going to clean the place back up, and that you'll put a new coat of wax on the floors. I need, James, stand down. We do not need to kill this man. The glow intensifies in a scintillating torrent of light. The energy lances and stabs out of James' hooked fingers as if it were alive. The man in the door recoils in alarm. His palms slap down on a plastic disc that was clipped to his belt. Too late. You recognize the object. A panic button. Alarms happen. Jake jerks back, his concentration broken. From down the hall you can hear the heavy footsteps. Everybody needs to stand down. Your words are met with incomprehensible screech. In the peripheral vision, you catch a flurry of motion. Your elvish companion is moving, making a beeline towards James. Jaina is hanging off of him, trying to slow him down, but he barely seems to notice. With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground and then reaches for his weapon. Stop it! We need him alive to complete the run. With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground. We already know that. Step between the elf and James. He sweeps the vision from you to Jaina to James, then he exhales heavy and spits out a jumble of broken German. Killers, innocents will not stand for this. I'm not slave. All lodgemen's, I kill all. Wonderful. Ugh. Should have iced James. I don't want to kill this elf. Orphaback was my save. Alright, guys. We're gonna just quickly bypass through that, like, fast. I'm gonna reload because, like, yeah. I don't want to kill the elf. I want to kill James. If anybody, I'm killing James. That poor elf. I'm not having it. Well, it wasn't that far. We're gonna scrub the mission. Mage half turns from the elf to you, his eyes wide with alarm. The ethereal glow from his hands flickers and sparks. Yannick screams something, but with the blood pounding in your ears, you can't make out the words. James' jaws drops. You're on him before he can speak. That is what I want. I'm gonna kill James. Tase him. Oh, you miss. Tase him. Oh, it's only once. Oh, that's horrible. Big elf dude. Nice. Actually get this door open though. I just wanted to see what was in the penthouse. You know, not much. Pretty disappointing penthouse. About 20 minutes or so left on the stream. What is that? Thank you. I just feel like that was a pretty easy one, actually. Just using the stun lock with the samurai sword. The cavernous tunnel of the U-band stretches out before you in its dim fluorescent station lights. It looks like it stretches on forever. James stares at you through red rim eyes. You killed him, James. He was a prick, but we needed him. And by scrubbing the mission, you've probably killed me too. I'm sorry, Juna, but James wanted to kill an innocent man. He needed to be dealt with. Yeah, you dealt with him all right, and you messed me over too. Her voice is full of venom. The reason I'm even here tonight is because I owe the lodge a debt. This was my one chance to pay it off, and now I can't, and they won't forget that. Her composure cracks. Trembling, she raises her hand to hide her face. I'm dead. They're going to kill me, and I can't. What am I going to do? The elf steps forward, gently rests his hand on her shoulder. She raises her head to look up in response. He exhales heavily, and a jumble of broken German pours out of his mouth. I will help you keep safe. Lodgemen bad, no give harm. We go together, outside Berlin, your people, out as well. Jaina blinks at him, but holds her silence. I think he's saying that he'll protect you. You'll need to get your people out of the city, though. She blinks away the tears, scowling. Yeah, I got that, I'm thinking. After a long pause, she looked back at the elf and nods. Alright, we'll go back home, get my boyfriend, my cat, and we'll run. We'll all go to wherever he's taking us. Red-faced, she glances over her shoulder at you. You ruined my life, I want you to know that. An organization like the Lodge gets its hooks in you, it never lets go. If you think that finishing this run would have changed anything, you're fooling yourself. She stares at you for a long moment. Her cheeks flush, till she turns back to the elf, a miserable expression on her face. Together, they board the train. With nothing left to do here, you follow them. Yeah, I didn't see a reason to keep James alive. I'm not going to work for the Lodge. It was way too sketch anyways. Way too sketch. Karma gained. If he has anything to say to me. Nope. No, I'm using her more as a sniper. Wait. Cool. Now let's see here. That was my alone mission, so let's go take on one as a group. This will probably be our last mission before I am done for today. Go to the guy's lab. Go dupe, dupe, and dupe. Let's see. Yeah, everything looks good. Still need combat 6. Gives me 4 more damage, man. 4 more damage. Should take a grenade too. She should take a kit. He should take another grenade. That is the life we're gonna live here. Streets above this place are dark and dismal. The Kai's has seen better days. Everything here reeks of economic depression and faded glory. Looming above you is a fortress-like, seemingly impregnable facility. The windows have been shuttered with enormous steel plates, lending the entire building a sinister appearance. That's our target, Biocenter. I wonder what happened here. I think we're about to find out. Is it your fault? Come on, boss, let's get this over with. Yeah. F5. Now off we go! I don't actually know where I'm going, so I'm just gonna keep going this way. See what the edge of the map looks like. And then rotate around. That's how I live my life. That's how I play a lot of games that have maps. People do live here. I'm amazed. Smells like hasn't been emptied in years. It's like oil. It's possible unlikely if materials from the lab. Let's dig through. That's pretty vile, boss. Eventually you find a batch of lab key cards coated with vile liquid, but they've been snapped in half. You hold your breath and dive deeper into the dumpster, deeper through piles of half-rotted diapers, ancient chicken carcasses, deeper until you feel the bottom of the rough metal bin. Your fingers touch plastic. Instinctively, they close around it, and you pull the object back to the surface. In your hand, you get a key card. It's filthy but intact. From the left, the label, you gather that the card's designation was CSTDN. Oh, look at that. As you labor in vain to wipe the slime off you from the dumpster, You realize the group of transients staring at you. The one at the center of the group takes a step towards you, her shoulders hunched. Hey, that's our dumpster. She spits a wad of phlegm. It lands with a splat on the filthy asphalt. Frag off, chum nuts. Or on second thought, maybe we'll frag you all. Take it. She snatches the crow stick from your hands. Fine, we'll take that. But if you come around here again, bring more cash, or we're gonna have trouble. That's fine. I took what I wanted. I can jack in. Oh, that's cool. That would have been a different option. Oh, I don't want to jack in. We're gonna end. That's cool, though. Yeah, that's rank. I'll stay back. If you don't mind, I have better things to do than think through garbage. Move the trash aside. Look, there's a vent. Oh, we don't have a dwarf. That's cool. I have a key card, though. Use my key card. Sweet. I like how they gave you multiple options there. Data entries concerning animal test subjects and the procedures performed upon them. Hellhound. Evasive series. Basilisk. Used as a primary focus of Sturtland in an attempt to create a magically active piece of Bioware. We're gonna step away. Terminal contains an inventory control system for the bio merchandise. Items are spelled out in amber lettering against the solid black background. Tissue banks, breakdown, replication, contract fulfillment, special projects. Involved the testing of awakened animals. There's listing a number of hellhounds. Performed on a subject named Billy, but who or what Billy might be have been less undisclosed. Contract fulfillment. Contains a complete breakdown of the organs waiting in cold storage to be claimed by clients and investors. Scanning over the list, you see a number of high-end security level enhancements in inventory. Bioware like this would normally run tens of thousands of million. If this is what he was commissioned him to produce, he could undercut all of his competitors and still make an ungodly profit. An entry about replication. Had achieved a shocking level of success at promoting genetic versions of widely varied commercial and restricted Bioware products. Tissue bank. It seems the lab was outfitted with the capacity to mass-produce vat-grown metahuman organs, including hearts, kidneys, livers, and lungs. Bioware by Universal Omnitech has all gone under the knife here. As a result, each dissection has been meticulously recorded. Okay. Save real quick. And we're gonna check if we can open this. Clearance B is necessary. Look at that one. We're gonna look at that one. Executive clearance only. Oh, I need decking 5. Ugh. Guess we climb down. So disappointing. That's back up. Walk away. Let's come over here. See what we can pick up from here. $63 yen. Okay. Nothing I can do there, so we're gonna go Back to that back corner. Oh no. I wish I had more AC. Not AC, action points is what I meant. Oh, great. No. Why is it so hard to hit this? Unlock the door. I feel better having the door unlocked. There we go. I was like, the screen totally just stopped working there. What conversation? Oh, there we go. I have to load the game. It just got mad at me. I think we'll finish this conversation and that will be it for the stream. Yeah, I got bugged there for a second. There we go. A wild-eyed young man, his tattered lab coat confronts you. His beard is bushy, unkempt, but bare patches of skin show through. You there. Who are you? He stalks towards you, his hands twitching. When he gets within a few feet of you, his nostrils flare and he begins to choke. What is that gut-churning stench? Well, there was this dumpster. No matter, I will suffer through it, for the good of my realm. His hands clench into fist, and his face goes bright red. And for you, foul vagrant, how dare you enter my domain? I thought this place was gone. Abandoned. This is my territory, my home. You are an invader in my territory, she-elf, and you have murdered my peasantry. Oh, we've got a live one here, boss. He continues around with pausing a breath. You're a murderer, a monster, you will pay. Hold up, who are you? I'm Philip Rex, Knight King of Sutherland Bioscience. I will have you banished for your transgression, she-elf, banished to the underworld, and left to the ravages of the all-powerful Billy. He pauses, blinking. Hold still while I fetch the robots to banish you. I think we got off on the wrong foot here. To put it mildly, he sobs. You killed them, you monster. The people I've devoted my life to protecting. I did my best to make life good for the peasantry. I scrubbed their plastic cases on a daily basis. I crooned pleasing melodies to ease their troubled minds, but those days are over. My peasants are dead, and you destroyed something beautiful. Alright, sire. I'm sorry about your peasants, but I'm on an important quest. The grief on his face instantly vanishes, replaces a look of curiosity. Oh, well that changes everything. Perilous quests and civilian casualties go together like chocolate and peanut butter. I can't stay mad at you for that. Tell me about your quest of yours, good she-elf. Leave nothing to imagination. He leans forward, smiling. You have my rapt attention. I need to get my hands on BioWare prototypes that are being stored in the executive wing. His eyes go wide. The executive wing? Madness. Take this as a warning, noble stranger. If you tend to forge your way in the land of milk and honey, you go on your own apparel. The underworld stands between you and your goal, and the underworld is home of the murderous Billy. He's albino basilisk, right? Is right. He's so much more. A creature of legend. Years of experimentation have remade the beast into an ultimate killing machine. He's smarter than 10 men and 5 times as deadly. Just tell me how to get to the executive wing. Very well, stranger. You cannot be dissuaded. I'll help you. The ragged tab tech fishes out his coat pocket a bony hand and produces a thin slip of plastic. He presents it to you with a flourish. This is the most prized possession, the incomparable key card B. Using this, you can descend to the underworld and face Billy. If you should survive the encounter, search for the long-missing card E. Use it to reopen the executive wing, and I will see to it that you are richly rewarded. Wow, Cray do is Cray. So we're gonna save here. Yeah, no problem for the second stream. I just felt like I needed to make up for the fact that I wasn't going to be streaming tomorrow. It is a bit tiring. I definitely have a sore throat, so that is why I'm going to call it now. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys on Tuesday with the continuation of the stream. I hope you guys have a great weekend.